In less than a month, Song Joong has twice found himself at the center of speculation surrounding his marriage to Katy Louise Saunders. From a YouTube video allegedly using AI-generated content to claims that Katy had returned to London, the story has repeatedly escalated. Yet just as public attention reached another peak, a newly surfaced video offered a completely different picture. Song Joong and Katy were together, interacting naturally and smiling brightly. That contrast is what makes this story particularly intriguing. On one side are stories spreading rapidly across social media, on the other are real-life images of a married couple who, at least on camera, do not appear to be experiencing the marital crisis described online. A timely appearance. On the evening of August 7, chamber ensemble Joong soloists unexpectedly shared a clip showing Song Joong and Katy Louise Saunders attending the concert Kindersinnen. The footage immediately attracted attention because it is considered one of the couple's notable public appearances together before the latest wave of divorce speculation intensified. In the video, Song Joong and Katy appear relaxed and comfortable. They interact naturally, seem cheerful, and repeatedly smile. There are no obvious signs of coldness or distance that might lead viewers to believe they are going through a serious marital conflict. They are also seen appearing alongside other artists and guests at the concert in a friendly atmosphere. The footage quickly became another important piece of the puzzle and a debate that has continued for weeks. However, even an authentic video cannot, by itself, provide absolute proof of the private state of someone's marriage. What it does reveal is a crucial question: do the divorce narratives circulating online actually reflect what is happening behind the doors of Song Joong's family life? From a YouTube video to a divorce rumor storm. The first major wave of speculation emerged on July 14. According to reports cited at the time, a YouTube video discussing the possibility that Song Joong had experienced a second marital breakdown attracted considerable attention. What made the video particularly convincing to some viewers was not simply its subject matter, but the way it was presented. Images of Song Joong and Katy were combined with narration delivered in the style of a professional news report, creating the impression that viewers were watching a legitimate news bulletin. For audiences consuming short-form content on social media, the line between news and content designed primarily to generate views can sometimes become remarkably thin. The rumor was reportedly first circulated through some Chinese media platforms before being picked up by Korean outlets. Yet one important point remained: prior to the emergence of the rumor, there had been no clear public evidence indicating that Song Joong and Katy were experiencing a serious marital crisis. The YouTube channel that circulated the story was also reportedly found to have a history of publishing sensational or questionable claims, further raising doubts about the reliability of its content. Korean media subsequently leaned toward the conclusion that the divorce story lacked a credible foundation, with the original video even showing signs of having been constructed using AI technology. When a move to London became evidence of divorce. If the July 14th story could still be dismissed as another online rumor, the situation became more complicated on July 22nd. Reports that Katy Louise Saunders had allegedly moved to London once again sent Asian online communities into a frenzy. From a single claim about her whereabouts, a series of increasingly dramatic narratives quickly emerged. Katy had supposedly left South Korea, Song Joong had remained behind, their marriage had broken down, and in some versions of the story, the actress had even abandoned her husband. This illustrates a broader pattern in celebrity rumors. A piece of unverified information can quickly be connected to a theory, and that theory can then be repeated so frequently that it begins to sound like an established fact. However, a source described as being close to the family reportedly rejected that scenario. According to the source, Katy was still living in Seoul with her husband and had not moved to the United Kingdom as rumored. The source also provided several seemingly ordinary but significant details. Katy was reportedly seen attending an event with Song Joong's family in a warm atmosphere. The couple was also reportedly spotted together ordering a birthday cake for their first child. These may appear to be minor details, but they matter when examining the larger story. Family life is not always revealed through official statements or carefully selected public photographs. Sometimes, ordinary activities such as ordering a birthday cake can offer a more realistic glimpse into a family's daily routine. a marriage that has captivated Asia. Song Joong and Katy Louise Saunders publicly acknowledged their relationship in December 2022. Soon afterward, they announced their marriage, turning the romance between the South Korean superstar and the British former actress into one of the most closely watched celebrity relationships in Asia. In June 2023, the couple welcomed their first child, a son. In November 2024, their family grew again with the arrival of a daughter. From an international romance to a family of four, Song Joong and Katy's relationship has continued to attract enormous public interest. But the actor's fame also means that his private life is constantly placed under a microscope. A photograph, a trip, a solo appearance, or even a minor change in someone's schedule can become material for another round of speculation. The real story may not be the rumor, but how the rumor was created. The latest controversy highlights a much larger issue surrounding celebrity news. Information can now travel faster than it can be verified. A video containing genuine photographs can still tell a completely false story. A voice that sounds like a professional news anchor does not automatically make the information credible. And the fact that someone is reportedly seen in a particular location is not, by itself, enough to establish that a marriage has ended. The rise of AI-generated content makes this distinction even more difficult. When images, voices, and presentation styles can all be manipulated to resemble legitimate journalism, audiences must increasingly examine the origin of information rather than judging credibility by how professional the content appears. In Song Joong-ki's case, the newly surfaced footage from the Kindergarten concert is therefore significant. It is not an official declaration that the marriage is completely free of problems. But it does demonstrate that the online narrative does not necessarily match the images being seen in real life. Will Song Joong speak out? This may ultimately be the question keeping the public watching. After two waves of divorce speculation emerged within a relatively short period, every move made by Song Joong and Katy is likely to attract renewed attention. A joint photograph, another public appearance, or a statement from their agency could immediately become the subject of intense discussion. Yet there is a paradox at the heart of celebrity privacy. The more a public figure remains silent, the more room there may be for speculation. But the moment they speak publicly, their private life can become an even bigger target for scrutiny. Perhaps that is why what matters most now is not a dramatic rebuttal, but reliable information that can actually be verified. For now, the footage shared by Jaein soloists presents an image strikingly different from the divorce narrative circulating online. Song Joong and Katy appear together, relaxed and cheerful, surrounded by the atmosphere of a classical music event. And sometimes, in a digital world where rumors can be manufactured within minutes, an ordinary moment can serve as the most important reminder of all. Not every story told on the internet is true, and a marriage cannot be judged solely through a few videos, photographs, or unverified assumptions. Until Song Joong, Katy Louise Saunders, or their official representatives provide new information, the status of their marriage should be approached with caution. What the public is witnessing may not be a divorce unfolding in real time, but rather a striking example of how a rumor can acquire a life of its own once it enters the social media ecosystem.